Hello everyone, this is Aisha and welcome to our 22nd Kotlin tutorial, and in this tutorial I'll be talking about the list in Kotlin programming language. So a list is an ordered collection of elements, and you can create a list in Kotlin by using a function which is called list of function. And when you are using this list of function, you are creating an immutable list. And what is an immutable list? An immutable list is the one in which you cannot add and you cannot remove any items. It means that you cannot modify the list once you have declared the list. And how you would define this list? First of all, you need to use the keyword var or vol, whatever you want, and then the name of the list, L, and then assignment operator, and then we will have the list of function. And inside these parameters we will have our elements. So for example 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. So the list of function is used to create a list in which we have 5 elements: 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. Now this is a immutable list. It means that you cannot add or you cannot remove any item from this list. Now how would you print this list? You have to use the for loop and then the counter variable, for example j. We will have the keyword in, and then we will write the name of our list. Now at first iteration j equals 2, at second iteration j equals 4. So j is actually iterating through the elements of the list. So now inside the body of the for loop we will have the print line statement, and I will simply print j. So this is because I have written j here because at first iteration j equals 2, at second iteration j equals 4, at third iteration j equals 6, and so on. Now debug or run. And you can see here we have the elements of the list printed. Now let's create a mutable list. So a mutable list is the one in which you can add elements or you can remove elements. So how would you create this mutable list? By using the keyword var or vol, whatever you want, and then the name of the list, for example m, and then the assignment operator, and then we will have mutable list of function. So this mutable list of function is used to create a mutable list in which you can add or remove elements, or we can say that we can modify this list. I'm going to have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So similarly, to print this mutable list off, we will choose m here. So now at first iteration j equals 1, at second iteration j equals 3, at third iteration j equals 5, and so on. Let's run this program and you will see here on the output screen. Now 1, 3, 5, 7 are the elements of the mutable list, so it is printed on the output stream. Now how you can add elements to this mutable list? You have to use the name of the list, then we will have dot separator, and after the dot separator we will have a method which is called the add method, and then parameters. So in these parameters we will have, in this brace parenthesis we will have two parameters. The first one is the index, and then the second one which is the value. So I want to add at index 1, 2, 3, 4. So 0, this is the first location, and first location is 0. It means that the indexing starts from 0. Then at 1 we have 3, at 2 we have 5, and I want to add an item here at third location. So I will write 3, index 3, and then the element that I want to add, for example 12. So now you can see here index equals 3, and I want to add an element which is 12. So what will be printed on the output screen? 1, at first iteration j equals 1, at second iteration j equals 3, at third iteration j equals 5, and at fourth iteration it means that at index 3 we will have 12, and then 7 and 9. Now let's run this program, and you can see 1, then we have 3, then 5, and at index 3 we have 12. So at index 0, 1, index 2, 3, index 3, 5, and then at index 3 we have 12. So this is the index 2. Now if you want to add elements to this list of function, then there will be an error. For example, if I remove this m from here and I write L, then you can see here that this add is an error. This is because list of function creates an immutable list in which you cannot add elements. So this add function is not defined for this immutable list. Now there is another thing I want to tell is, let's comment this mutable list for now. So you can also display the list with the index. How would you do that? You have to use the function with index function of the list of function. Now if I write j and then e, so now here j is the counter variable, j is for the index and e is for the elements of the list. And if I write the keyword in, and then I'm going to write L, the name of the list, and then dot, and then we will have with index function. So this with index function will display the index also. So j is for the index, j is displaying the index, and e is for the elements of the list. So now when we write dollar symbol j and then a colon and dollar symbol e, so this will print first j, and then we will have colon on the output screen, and then we will have the element. So j is the index, e is the element. So in the first iteration of this for loop, j equals 0, and at 0 we have 2, so 2 will be printed, 0 colon 2. Similarly at second iteration we will have 1 colon 4 and so on. Let's run and you will see. And you can see here at 0 location, it means that in the first iteration j equals 0, at 0 index we have 2, at 1 index we have 4 and so on. So that's it for this tutorial. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you next tutorial.